Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 money habits that changed my life. These are not the normal basic things like making a budget or tracking your expenses. These are some things that I do on a daily basis to make sure that I am staying on track when it comes to my finances. I recently stumbled upon this quote from Robert Kiyosaki that says, "Your ability to make money will never exceed your ability to keep money." And so for this video, we are going to cover both how to make more money as well as how to keep more money. So let's get into it. No. 1. I only buy new things when I have cash in hand. I used to see people around me buying things on credit, whether it was clothes, shoes, bags, or even electronics. I was always very cautious of getting into that habit, because I knew that if you start buying things on credit, it is really easy to get into debt. There was this one time where I saw an advertisement for a bag that I really wanted, and at that point, I did not have a job. I was still in school, so I ended up putting the bag on layaway. And even though I didn't have to put any money down to place the order, I felt terrible knowing that I had this huge amount that I owed at the end of each month coming out of my paycheck, before I even got paid. So these days I try to avoid buying anything on credit, unless it's something that I absolutely need, or it has a huge purchase that I've budgeted for, and I know that I can afford to pay it off every single month. If it's something small like clothing or home decor, I would much rather wait until I have the cash in hand to buy what I want, because I just feel like it gives me a sense of gratitude and appreciation for whatever I'm buying, because I know exactly how much I paid for it, and I know that I worked hard for that money to be able to buy it. Number 2, I write down my financial goals and I review them on a regular basis. This is something that I learned from one of my favorite books, The Millionaire Habits by S. Thomas Stanley. He talks about how most millionaires write down their financial goals and they review them often. And I think this is a great way to stay focused and motivated when it comes to your finances. When you write something down, it becomes more real and tangible, and you're more likely to hold yourself accountable. For example, one of my goals last year was to save up enough money to buy a new camera lens. I wrote down exactly how much I needed, and I made it a point to review it every single day. And by doing so, it helped me stay motivated and on track to reach my goal. Even now, I have a new goal that I am working towards, and I've written it down and I'm reviewing it every single day. In fact, I have it right here behind the camera. And I truly believe that by doing this, it's going to help me stay focused and achieve my goal. Number 3, I tithe. I know that tithing isn't for everyone, but for me, it's been a really important part of my financial journey. I believe that if you're blessed, then you should bless others. And what better way to do that than by giving back to the church and helping those in need? I've been tithing for over 10 years now, and it's honestly become second nature to me. It's just something that I do every single week without even thinking about it. I don't do it because I expect anything in return. I do it simply because I want to give back, and I know that it makes a difference in the lives of others. Number 4, I live below my means, and I save at least 20% of my income. This is probably one of the most important habits on this list. Living below your means is essential if you want to be able to save money and invest in your future. It's really easy to get caught up in the rat race and feel like you need to keep up with the Joneses. But it's important to remember that your happiness shouldn't depend on how much money you have. Instead, you should focus on living a life that is true to your values and that brings you joy. Now, when it comes to saving money, I recommend aiming to save at least 20% of your income. This may seem like a lot, but if you really want to build wealth, it's important to start saving early and saving often. Plus, if you automate your savings, it can make it a lot easier to stick to your goals. Number 5, I set financial goals that I want to achieve within a year. I find that setting short-term financial goals is a great way to stay motivated and on track. When it comes to your finances, for example, one of my goals for this year is to save up enough money to go on a trip to Europe. I've been dreaming about this trip for years, and I'm finally starting to make it a reality. To stay on track, I've created a budget, and I'm tracking my expenses closely. I also set a deadline for myself to achieve my goal. By doing so, I'm able to stay motivated and work towards my goal every single day. Number 6, I have a sinking fund for unexpected expenses. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes unexpected expenses can come up that can throw us off track financially. For example, Recently, there was a pipe that burst in our house, and we had to pay a lot of money for a plumber. If we didn't have a sinking fund, we would have had to take out a loan or use our credit card to pay for the repair. But thanks to our sinking fund, we were able to pay for the repair without any problems. A sinking fund is essentially a savings account that you set up specifically for unexpected expenses. This way, when an unexpected expense does come up, you're already prepared and you won't have to go into debt to pay for it. Number 7. I only spend money if it passes my 24-hour rule. This is a simple rule that I came up with when I was first starting to learn about personal finance. The idea is that anytime I want to buy something, I have to wait 24 hours before I actually make the purchase. This helps me to avoid impulse spending and make sure that I am actually making a smart financial decision. For example, if I see an item online that I want, I'll add it to my cart and then wait 24 hours before I check out. This gives me time to think about whether or not I really need the item and if it's worth the price. More often than not, after waiting 24 hours, I realize that I don't actually need the item and I end up canceling my order. Number 8, I read personal finance books and I listen to podcasts. I think it's really important to educate yourself when it comes to money. There are so many people out there who are living paycheck to paycheck because they do and understand basic financial concepts. By reading books and listening to podcasts, you can learn from other people's experiences and gain valuable insights into how to manage your money. One book that I highly recommend is The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. This book is a step-by-step guide to getting your finances in order and getting out of debt. I also love listening to podcasts while I'm driving or working out. Some of my favorite podcasts include Choose FI, The Tim Ferriss Show, and The Dave Ramsey Show. Number 9. I surround myself with positive and supportive people. Your environment has a huge impact on your success. If you surround yourself with negative and unmotivated people, it's going to be difficult to stay motivated yourself. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with positive and supportive people, it's going to be much easier to stay focused and achieve your goals. This doesn't mean that you need to ditch all your old friends and start hanging out with a bunch of new people. It just means that you need to be mindful of the energy that you're getting from the people in your inner circle. If you find that the people in your inner circle aren't supportive of your goals, then it might be time to distance yourself from them. Number 10. I talk to my spouse about money openly and honestly. If you're married, then you know that communication is key when it comes to having a successful marriage. This is especially true when it comes to money. It's important to talk to your spouse about your financial goals, both short-term and long-term. You also need to be open and honest about your spending habits and any concerns you may have about your finances. I know that it can be difficult to talk about money, but it's important to make it a priority. If you're able to communicate effectively about money, then you'll be able to build a strong foundation for your marriage and achieve your financial goals together. So there you have it, 10 money habits that changed my life. I hope that this video has inspired you to take control of your finances and start building wealth. Remember that it's never too late to start, and that small changes can make a big difference over time. Do not forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.